Hey guys, what's up? I'm Mikey5564, welcome back to the channel, and as you guys know, the Call of Duty World War II Beta has come and gone, and I thought I'd share my criticisms of the game in hopes that Sledgehammer Games will see this video and fix the things that I mentioned for the final build of the game. I should preface this video by saying I think Sledgehammer Games has done a fantastic job with this game, and for this reason a lot of these criticisms ended up being very minuscule, but they're still problems for me nonetheless. Now I should say that my major problem with this game, which was the terrible hit detection, has already been addressed for the second weekend of the beta, and I must give Sledgehammer Games props for dealing with that as quickly as they did. So without further ado, let's get into the criticisms I have for this game. My first criticism is sadly something that I doubt they'll fix, and it is because it is a criticism of the division system. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the idea, but my problem comes with the fact that the system doesn't go all the way. It is meant to immerse you by making you feel like you've enlisted into a certain sect of the military, but it breaks that immersion by letting you switch a division on the fly, which makes me wonder why they just didn't opt to have a creator class return, as it allows for more customizability than the division system anyways, I really hope that they make choosing a division have more impact for the final build of the game. So that was my first criticism, is of the division system. My next criticism is that shotguns are underpowered in this game. And before you guys take up in arms against me, let me elaborate my point here. The shotguns in this game are incredibly inconsistent. And this is especially true for the Winchester. In one match, they are one-shot monsters at close range, as they should be. But in other matches, you can be at arm's length from the enemy when you pull the trigger and get a hit marker. So the shotguns need to keep their one-shot consistency across every match the players of this game play. As well as the Winchester, in my opinion, needs a longer one-shot kill range. Now, I know the incendiary shells for shotguns are incredibly annoying because, even in this gameplay, you can see I get killed by the incendiary rounds a couple of times. They are very annoying, but in that same token, they are needed to keep the shotguns at a competitive level. But in my opinion, they should still be changed to only increase the one-shot kill range of the shotguns, and I think their damage over time aspect should be removed entirely, because it's just a noob friendly thing, and in Call of Duty there shouldn't be too many noob friendly things. So my next criticism is that the M1903, which is the Springfield, is too fast and too strong, and one of these aspects has to be toned down. Its ADS sensitivity is way too high for such a strong sniper. So my suggestion is that they slow down the ADS sensitivity for the M1903, as well as increase the time it takes to rechamber a bullet, and increase the ADS sensitivity for the Commonwealth to make the Commonwealth faster and therefore more viable, because the Commonwealth is supposed to be the faster sniper of the game, like the Ballista was to Black Ops 2. I think the best comparison to make is that the Ballista was the fast sniper of Black Ops 2, and here in World War II, the Commonwealth was the fast sniper. Well, it's supposed to be this fast sniper. And in Black Ops 2, there was a DSR-50, which was the strong yet slow sniper. And in this game, the strong but slow sniper is supposed to be the Springfield, but the Springfield is very fast, and it's because of that ADS sensitivity. So I think, again, they should lower that sensitivity. And while we're on the note of sniping, the hipfire spread for snipers across the board should stay at maximum spread until the player fully zooms in to alleviate the problem of black scoping that was so prominent in this beta. For those of you who don't understand that point, what I'm saying is that when you're ADSing with a sniper, your hipfire spread starts to close in. So if you pull the trigger before you're fully zoomed in, you still get a slightly accurate shot because the hipfire spread is closing in. But you see, the problem with that is that allows for black scoping and stuff, which allows snipers to outgun SMGs at close range, which should not be the case. So I'm thinking that they should just, you know, keep the hipfire spread at maximum until the player fully zooms in. So it will go from 100% maximum hipfire spread to 0% hipfire spread in as soon as the player completely ADSs with the sniper. So my next few problems are going to be very minuscule in nature, but are problems nonetheless to me. The PPSH in this game does not feel like a PPSH, but rather it feels more like the PP from Modern Warfare 3. And I think to remedy this situation, Sledgehammer Games should make the fire rate on the PPSH the fastest in this game. Because as you can see, in this game, guns like the Waffe and the Tommy gun have a faster fire rate than the PPSH, which is very weird because I'm used to the PPSH being one of the fastest firing guns in whatever games, you know, it appears in. But here in this game, it's not the fastest firing gun, and again, it feels more like the PP from Modern Warfare 3. So again, increase that rate of fire on the PPSH, please. Decrease the PPSH's accuracy just to, you know, balance the gun, and as well. And I also just want them to do over the sound design, as it sounds like the PP from Modern Warfare 3 too, which makes me feel like this gun is just a reskin of the gun, which should not be the case, especially if you've made this you've been developing this game for 3 years. So that definitely should not be the case. So again, I think that a sound redesign is in order, as well as an iron sight redesign to give the iron sights the ring, so that it looks and sounds more like the PPSH from previous COD games. My next minuscule complaint is the M1928, which is the gun I'm using right now, should be renamed to the M1A1 Thompson, as the model in this game is the M1A1 version of the Thompson, not the M1928, which barely / never saw use in World War II. Anyways, so this is a very weird historic detail to fly by Sledgehammer, because they claim to have put a lot of research into this game, but then they have such a blatant historical error, which to me is very weird and should not be happening. So again, please rename the M1928 to the correct thing, the M1A1 Thompson. Next and my final point, which is yet another small historic detail, sorry. And it is that the M1A1 carbine has the wrong iron sights, as it should have a 3-pronged iron sights, much like the M1 Garand, as it has this sight in real life, and not the enclosed iron sight we see in this game, which again is a weird detail to fly by Sledgehammer Games. But that actually wraps up my list of complaints. I mean, I was contemplating putting the maps as a negative for this beta, but in my own opinion, none of them were truly bad. But none of them were great either. Like, we didn't have any fringes or raids in this game. You know, we just had we had lower tier maps, but they weren't terrible to me. So I think that I will wait for the full release of the game before I make my final judgments of these maps, because again, I was still learning them and then the beta ended. But yeah, as I'm sure you guys noticed, this list is very, very small, which shows that in my books, Sledgehammer Games did a very good job with this game, which makes me extremely happy, as World War II is one of my favorite historical eras, as to me it is one of the most interesting human conflicts ever. And I've been itching for any FPS to revisit the era, and for my favorite FPS to do so, and to do it so well, is amazing to me. And with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please drop a like, and consider hitting that sub button for more content like this. It really helps me out, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
They're taking Able. Able is overrun. Firing division artillery. Target position confirmed. They're capturing Charlie. Charlie is lost. Dug in and Able. taking Baker. Movement by the truck. Recon searching for targets. They're taking Baker. Recon aircraft ready. Recon aloft. We have eyes in the sky. Day is ours.